Good evening. I am Anatoly Anatolisva, and this is Patriots Must Rise. Now, you might have heard the rumors about the Democrats wanting to stage another coup, which is very possible. And you might have heard that they want to force Justice Sotomayor of the Supreme Court into retirement before Trump takes office and push through Kamala Harris. This is an interesting strategy because, yes, Sotomayor will probably be retiring within the 4 years that Trump is in office. And they're already peeved that Trump was able to put in, what was it? 2? 3? No, it will be 3 Supreme Court justices once Clarence Thomas retires, and 4 when Sotomayor retires. That means they're going to be conservative. They're going to be actual Americans, not these fucking Democrats that are hell-bent on destroying the country. Actual Americans. Thomas is hated by the left because of his clear-cut, no holds barred interpretation of the Constitution. Thomas is quoted in saying that there's no room for interpretation when the words on the paper are black and white. That's a true conservative. So, we get rid of Sotomayor, and we don't put in a legitimate American. We are in trouble. Because Thomas will be retiring soon. He's been in there for 30 years? It was the mid-'80s when he was called to office. And we don't really have a whole lot of room. The Democrats have long talked about adding more seats to the Supreme Court. That's foolish. Honestly, it's foolish to have Congress. But that's my anarchist and instincts saying we've gone way too far. But it's important that people understand that the judicial branch of government is not the branch that makes the laws. Unfortunately, the branch that makes the laws is the branch that we, as stupid fucking morons, elect people to to make the laws. It is the job of a Supreme Court not to make law. And that's something that we overlook a lot of the time when we're talking about decisions like Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade was an unconstitutional decision anyway. It should have never come into play. It was a violation of the First Amendment. When I say that, people ask me, what the hell do you mean? And how could it possibly be a violation of the First Amendment? Very simple. Because family is an institution of religion. And Congress shall make no law regarding an institution of religion. Meaning the government should have never gotten involved in a decision regarding whether or not a woman has a right to murder her child. Roe versus Wade was not actually about abortion. It was about the right to privacy. But the left has twisted it and bent the ruling to fit their narrative. Yes, ultimately it did say that Jane Roe was allowed to have an abortion. But she never had that abortion because she had to carry that baby to term when it went to trial, or before it went to trial, a year later. Because it kept getting elevated to the Supreme Court. So finally, Jane Roe was like, so now I can have an abortion? And her lawyer's like, no, not now. Not with this child. That'll be a murder. It's murder anyway. But that's a whole different thing. It's interesting to me that we twist wording and circumstances to fit our narrative as it is convenient. Both sides do. The right and the left. Okay. The left wants to say that J6 was an insurrection. The right wants to say that that was an actual legitimate practice of freedom of speech, which it was. However, that same summer, leftist scumbags were burning down cities all over America in the name of something that they didn't understand because the press would completely skewed the narrative behind George Floyd. They made it about race when, in fact, it was about a scumbag drug dealer that was high on whatever he was dealing, that OD'd on his own stuff. And our guys became the fall guy because he happened to have his knee in between his shoulder blades. By the way, the knee in between the shoulder blades is standard practice. That is nothing dangerous about it. He's crying for mommy because he's scared. He knows that he's going to get arrested, and it's his third strike. And thanks to Bill Clinton, the only thing that he actually did right was instate the 3-strike you're out law, and he would have never seen the light of day again. He was a scumbag. There's no interpretation other than that available to the public, except for the fact that we got these idiots believing the mainstream press that have completely lost any kind of credibility in the eyes of anybody with a brain. There should be accountability when people are going in front of a camera and trying to portray something as fact. Okay? When CNN broke that story, they should have been able to produce copies of police reports on the freaking website, downloadable to the public. Vest cam footage on the freaking website, downloadable to the public. But no, they didn't do that because of the fact that they had an agenda. They wanted the political unrest because just after the summer, we were going to have an election and we needed to get rid of Donald Trump. If there's any difficulty in understanding what that agenda actually was, you should probably go through the events of the summer again. Go through the events of COVID again. And notice that nobody was actually arrested for not wearing masks or crowding together during these protests. But you'd get arrested if you went to church. Our entire society right now is in an upheaval because of the total contradictions that the two parties have against each other. The common ground shouldn't be that we hate each other. The common ground should be that we're both Americans. And that we hate the political parties. Okay, that's what I got for today. I'm Anatoly Anatoly, this is Patriots Must Rise. Understand, first and foremost, that anything that the left does to try to undermine the justice system in America, God will prevail. So love your neighbor as Christ has loved you. Live free, die well. And until next time, peace out.